Computer. So first of all, those of you that's going to be watching the recording is welcome. And in this video, as I'm doing this live in a Zoom, I will be talking and kind of helping you guys to understand the basic of programming your reality. If you look back into your life 5, 10, 20 years ago, and the real question is, what have you done then to have a different life today? Maybe you went to college. Maybe you changed a job. Maybe you got into network marketing or another type of a business. Maybe you launched a business. And based on those changes, you got certain amount of results. But end of the day, are you satisfied with those results? If you would be satisfied, I doubt you'll be actually on the Zoom. I doubt you'll be even watching this video. So end of the day, you're not satisfied. You want more. But at the same time, even being in a project like Veritas, what guarantees you to have a different lifestyle, to have a better lifestyle? And I'm going to ask you this question. Think about how many people have won lotteries. How many people have received inheritance? And 2, 3, 4, 5 years later, are they in a better shape? Or most of them, they're in the same shape, if not in a worse shape than they were before that money came in. And that's actually what I'm saying today. Even if you entered in the most vast project in the world and you were given the most amount of money, lump sum or monthly, what is the guarantee you would have not just burned right through it like they never been? But because right now you got the taste of that short-term lifestyle, you want it, you're refusing to go back to work, you're refusing to go back and do something, and you might be even end up in a worse shape. So sometimes, when I ask my question, is even a good idea some of these projects? For some people, yes, they're good because they already have a financial and money management skills, and they already have they already reprogrammed their reality and they're ready for it. But how much more damage are we doing to those that are actually not ready? So I'm going to tonight in this video, I'm going to try to help you realign, make those small changes today so you can have that, good results that impact down the road. So I want you to actually do something very simple. This is going to be a short version. Honestly, when I do this training one-on-one with a person, it takes about 4 to 8 hours. Literally just on a Zoom, 4 to 8 hours, just this exercise. But right now we're going to actually go just to do a short version. So the first thing I want you to do is actually relax, close your eyes, and allow your mind to start observing yourself from above. Just think about that you're from the ceiling looking at yourself. Then I want you to lift higher and imagine that your home has no ceiling, has no roof, and you're able to look into your property, look into yourself, look into the family, and start looking what are you not satisfied with? Because end of the day, we need to start with unsatisfaction so we can understand what exactly we're looking to change. So as you are looking from the above, expand further. Now look at your property and your city. Are you satisfied where you actually live? The property you live in? The town or the city you live in? What are you not satisfied with that? Go further up and look at the place you work in, places you visit. Are you satisfied with that? And try to remember them, or if you can, start writing them down. So you can pause the video as you listen to this, and kind of start writing them down. Start observing and seeing what you're not happy with. On the next column, right beside it, start writing down what you love about what you are observing, and what would you like to make it even better from whatever is. You know, look at your marriage, your family. See what you would like to alter and change. You know, Places maybe you want to go out to eat, maybe places you wanted to visit. Go further up and look at the whole planet and say, you know what? I want to go there and visit this place. I want to go there and visit this place. Maybe I want to have this or that in my life, and I want to attract that. So after you start drawing that picture and start understanding what you want and what you want to accomplish, you're going to move into stage two. Stage two is you just observe yourself today. You looked a little bit into the past, and you looked what you like right now, what was in the past, and you like, and you got an idea what I don't like, what I do like, and what I like to get it better. Now, step two is to look into 5 years from now. So again, as you have all these things written down that you like and don't like, step two is look into 5 years from now. But now imagine yourself 5 years from today, have no limits whatsoever. You can literally do whatever you wish in life. You're a multimillionaire or billionaire, whatever you wish to be. You're the most successful. If you like network marketing, then pretty much you have a team of millions of people following you. Literally, just imagine the most successful. Hey, if you like building businesses, just imagine the businesses that you own, that you have built or you obtained. Just imagine the house, that all this success in your life that actually allowed you to obtain the house, maybe the yacht, the plane, the helicopter, whatever it is that you're looking, that you were wishing for. Just imagine you're having all that. Now, imagine looking from about places you're gonna travel to, places that you're gonna be visiting, the styles of food you're going to be eating, the places you're gonna be going to eat out at, the clothes that you and your family are gonna be wearing, the paint, the color paint of the home, the yard. The start, as you know, you move up and down to see the bigger picture and smaller picture. Start actually looking and experiencing the taste, the color, and start experiencing the feelings that you are experiencing as a successful person. Walk in, come on down to that yard. Just imagine the pets, you might like to have some pets. Imagine the dog that you're going to have or the cat. Imagine, the car. Open that door of the car. Get into that car. Just, start absorbing the color of that car, the style of that car. Start absorbing, the leather of that car. Start the car, hit on the gas pedal, experience the energy of that car. Because in a day we want you to start in imagination. I want you to start experience those things. Now walk out and walk into the house. Imagine how your living room will look, how your entry is going to look, how your kitchen is going to look, how your bedroom's going to look, how the bedrooms of your kids, your significant other, whatever it is, how the bathroom's going to look, the tub, the shower. Start, and that's what I'm saying. I'm doing this in a short version, but in reality, I'm actually asking this question. Tell me how the bathroom looks like, and the person start sharing it to me. Hey, the tub fits two people. It's about 2 feet or 3 feet deep. I can comfortably fit in. So, get into details. How does it smell? What are the color of the walls? What are the textures of the wall? What are the textures of the floor? Is it a tile, granite, carpet, whatever it is? And allow people to start sharing that in detail. So, as you put this together, then I'm going to start going into financial. How much is that successful person, future you? Don't think about, that unsuccessful. Think about with no limits you. How much is that person making? How much is the spouse making to support that lifestyle? So put down the number. So end of the day, you want to actually sum it up into a very successful you, and you want to cover every single detail of that lifestyle. Usually my session ends there, because after the session, so the person's going to sit down, they're gonna write it out. They're gonna go listen to the recording as they were sharing, and they write it out, all of that information. When they completed writing that out, in a couple days, we're gonna have a session number 2. And a session number 2, we're gonna repeat this, but this time, what needs to happen a year from today? What's supposed to happen within the next 12 months for you to get on track? So in 5 years, you become this person. So we're going to look right now at the same thing, but what's going to have to happen with the next 12 months? Maybe it's time to look into some investments. Maybe it's time to actually start thinking about which city you want to live in, because if you don't like the city you're living in, you need to maybe start thinking about, because all it starts is not just manifestation. Somebody said, where you want to see yourself. Hey, it's perfect, but it's not about just manifestation. It's about right now getting on track, moving that direction, getting there, becoming, that person that you just seen yourself without any limits. So, what am I supposed to do with myself? What am I supposed to do mentally? How much time a day am I supposed to dedicate to certain things? So maybe reading a book or something else, so I can achieve that. So now we start analyzing. As with my business background, I start analyzing, I start looking, is everything that they're sharing to me as I'm asking questions, will that really put them on the track? And honestly, in the first 12 months or 1 year, very small things start making adjustments that will actually create that big result by the end of 5 years in. So that's session number 2. We come to a plan. Now, we end that plan so a person can continue after the session, think about it, and add more things would like to adjust within the next month or the next 12 months. Then session number 3, now we're going to select out of everything that they put together what's supposed to happen within the next 12 months to put them on that track. And we're going to say, what is the most important things we can start working today so we can get you on track for the next 30 days? Because that's the 1/12 of the 12 months. So we're not going to put this aside and say, hey, we will start at a month 3 or month 5 or month 9. We're going to start it today. So what are the things? What are the key features? So we start identifying from the 12 months plan. We start identifying what are the most key and important things that we can start today that everything else is going to start realigning. And then after that, we start working on those key things. So this is actually, a very small version of this. And I probably haven't did this version this short as we did today. But it is something that every single one of you need to start thinking about. Because if you're not going to be starting today making those small changes to align yourself for the 12 months results, to align yourself for the 5-year results, 5 years will pass by and you will be the same place where you are today. See, a lot of people think, just a visualization is actually all I need. And that is where people are wrong. You can go online on YouTube, and all you hear is just visualization, manifestation, pronouncing certain phrases. All that is good. But you also need to have a start place. You need to have a place where you can start doing something. Because otherwise, why would the Mother Nature, why would the energies above or beyond you come and help you just because I want to be a millionaire? Here, a lot of people, they'll cut out a picture out of a magazine and just put it and say, hey, I want to live in this house, have this pool, have this lifestyle. But they have never entered into that picture and they have never actually tasted that car. They have never tasted that maybe steak or that ice cream or whatever else they wanted to actually have in that lifestyle. They never actually walked inside that picture and looked at the living room, looked at the room, looked at the bathroom, looked at the bedroom. They never felt that excitement and enjoyment. I actually had a lady that when we were doing actually an exercise on a 5 year, seeing yourself into 5 years, during the exercise, when we entered into the house and we started looking, into their experience and looking into the lifestyle, looking into the family, she started crying. And she said, I don't see my family with me. That shocked me. And I said, why? And she says, because they won't be able to handle what I want. And the only way for me to achieve what I'm seeing right now is the roads have to split. So the next conversation we had the next day, I said, before we ran through this exercise, have you ever thought actually about the possible maybe divorce or your marriage falling apart? She said, no. I never thought that it's even possible. But through this exercise, I seen a future. And I realized that in my future, if I'm going to choose that future that I've seen, certain things has to change. So end of the day, we had a conversation. I'm like, so what going to you choose? Are you going to choose what you have right now? Or are you going to choose a future? And she never answered that question. She said it's a hard question that she just couldn't make that decision on. She said, I'll just keep on living and maybe a day will come where I'll actually make the choice. But today, I'll just leave it as it is. So sometimes we make those sacrifices just because of the loved ones. So end of the day, also that's another question that you guys might experience as you are looking into your future. You might start realizing things are changing. So, and I can keep on going, but that's just kind of a short version that I really wanted to share with you guys because end of the day, if we want success, no matter where we at, it all starts here. But to help to start here, first I kind of give you guys a roadmap. Start where you want to see. For maybe some of you might be a 10 years road, 20 years road. For some you say, hey, Slavic, I don't have 5 years. I'm already 78 or maybe 92, Slavic. I all I can do is just look into a year ahead. I actually had a conversation with somebody. It's not with me or with us already, and we tried to look into his 5 years. And he's a young guy, but was, and he couldn't see himself in 5 years. We tried. We did multiple exercises. We tried to remove the blockages, and I couldn't get him to see 5 years. Couple months down the road, accident happened that he went away. So things are, end this process. I have experienced, a lot of things in my life, but one thing is, if you can see yourself, do this exercise. Adjust your life, because end of the day, you're gonna start going on a track. Tell you guys honestly, I had my own vision of 5 years. And when somebody over a year ago took me onto this path, probably 2 years by now, took me onto this path, I seen amazing things. But at the same time, I had hard to believe that I can actually start seeing results of those things in my life. So we had a 1 year plan. We had a 30-day plan. We started working on those things. And I started noticing things started changing. I started attracting people where before I was not attracting people. I started, making financial changes in my life. I started to, doing things that before I probably would have never done. And I started realizing that these things really work. But at the end of the day, you need to start somewhere. If you're having a hard time, if you're having a hard time imagining yourself 5 years from now, then look at how you'd love to see yourself 6 months from now, a year from now, and start with that. Some people have hard time even imagining because they've been so many times told, no, you're just not going to be successful. You're just not going to achieve anything. You're just stupid. You're just on and on and on and on. You're a failure. So sometimes started with basic stuff. Just, hey, where you want to be tomorrow? How much more time you might want to spend with your family more than you have spent today or yesterday? I'm actually, after that, I'll post it in the group, the recording. So just as simple as that, just starting making some difference. And end of the day, start battling those no's, those things that's holding you back. Start saying, no, I am successful. And I'm going to actually share a couple more exercises for those of you that having issues with blockades, or have an issue where your brain comes back and you says, no, you're not successful. No, you're never going to be successful. No, you're a failure, and on and on and on. First, when you wake up in the morning, start smiling. Exercise number 1, start smiling. If you're able to giggle, start giggling. If you're able to laugh, start laughing if you're not interfering with anybody else. Do it between 5 to 15 minutes. The goal is to get yourself to 15 minutes a day of pure laughter, pure happiness. See, laughter changes our DNA, changes our chemical reactions in our brain, which sets your day to a different tone. So start doing that exercise. Yes, people are going to look at you and say, man, she really lost it. He really lost it. Hey, just ignore it. Doing it because you're doing it for yourself. Do you guys know that laughter cures about 40% of illnesses? Just laughter alone. Because your hormones are starting to change. Your chemistry, like I said, started to change. And those things that changes actually start resolving certain things in your life. Now, of course, if you have some things that are not resolved, it can actually tense it up because right now, your mother nature says, hey, you need to deal with this. And if you're not going to deal with it, we're not going to allow you to access anything further than this. So sometimes, yes, you might need help to figure out how to deal with certain things. Second thing is, you guys all seen rubber bands, right? Some people call it a rubber band of a millionaire. There's different names for it. End of the day, the rubber band has to be not tight enough so it actually can spin around your waist but not fall off. Also, rubber needs to be thin enough so you can actually pull on it, release, and you feel that tiny sharp pain when you release it. Not one of those thick rubber bands, like for the something like for the cans or something. No, not. I'm not talking about those thick rubber bands. I'm talking about just regular, newspaper rubber band. So every time you have a thought, a negative thought, what you're going to do, you're going to reprogram your mind and say, no, 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 no. Let's say you have a thought, I don't have money in my bank account. Snap. I have a lot of money in my bank account. I have a check that's on its way coming to cover my financial needs. I'm in a project that's going to pay out and going to take care of my financial problems. So what you're doing, you're creating a new anchor. So every time when a thought comes to your mind, instead of going back to a failure anchor that somebody planted in your head and you believed in it, you're going to start creating that new anchor. No, I am successful. I am great. And you can start programming. Because, a lot of people say, "Oh, It's impossible to reprogram the brain." And I'm going to tell you this: if it's possible to train a dog, train a cat that have a very tiny brain, much more our human brain. We just need to start working on it. We can easily reprogram that. So I'm going to just start, guys, with those 2 exercises. There's actually 8 exercises in reality on this topic, but start, you guys, with those 2. Start work on those. Hey, just a smile after. What a beautiful morning it is today. Oh, how great I am that I woke up again. I'm able to see another day. What a great opportunity that I have able still to be in this with my family. Enjoy them while they're enjoying me. Just a little laughter. Just, start thinking about those positive thoughts. What a great day it's going to be. I'll be successful this today. I'll be able to go and speak so and so and share maybe an opportunity, or maybe share something else, or maybe tell somebody a happy phrase, maybe compliment somebody. What a beautiful day it is. Start laughing, start creating reasons for you to smile. And slowly it will become naturally. And you'll wake up in the morning, you'll be just keep on laughing and laughing and laughing. And your beginning with 5 minutes will stretch to 10 minutes to 15 minutes. And throughout the whole day, people are gonna see just smile. Actually, there was a test done, I don't know, 50, 60 years ago, where they actually would go into a metro, like those like in New York that goes underneath the ground, and person would actually just look at a magazine or look at the paper and start just laughing. Within couple minutes, the whole train is laughing. That's how contagious the laughter is. And we need to share it. First, we need to learn how to do it ourselves, and then we need to share it and impact other people's life. The laughter actually is so powerful that it actually can go through walls. And personally, not even hearing it, but they can feel it, the energy. That's how powerful the laughter is. And like I said, it cures a lot of problems as well. So that is in it. And of course, like I said, the brain. Start working on the brain. Start working on the thoughts. Start creating the new anchors. Start creating those new positive thoughts. Start, where those thoughts come back regularly and constantly to you. And that's through the rubber band. So, any questions? I'm going to actually stop the recording.